Can you do this? Well, I can't, and I don't think you can either. However, to have a good aim in Rust, it's not enough to improve your tracking, flicking and recoil control. It won't help you master the other 80% of mechanics that exist in this game. That's why I'm gonna teach you the multi-stage routine that will help you win more fights and take your game sense to another level. Once I shifted my focus towards these other mechanics, I started to see drastic improvements. But first, back to basics. I want you to think of this skill as learning a new song on the piano. You'll almost always start slow, because you'll have to learn the notes, pick up the tempo, adjust posture and things like that. It will take time, just like any other skill. And to make sure we spend as little time as possible, let's start with settings. First of all, make sure that you have turned off mouse acceleration. You do this by searching mouse in Windows Search and clicking mouse settings. Then click additional mouse options, go to pointer options and uncheck this box. This setting makes the sensitivity higher when you move the mouse faster, which is bad for your aim. Next, open your C drive. Go to Program Files, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Rust. Right-click on the Rust icon and open Properties. Then open this option and go to High DPI Settings. Turn on high DPI scaling and hit apply. Also, when you enter the game, you need to go into options and turn off head bob, because when it's turned on, your head will be moving while sprinting, which can cause inaccuracy. Now, let's find the best sensitivity for you. As you know, there are two types of players. The first type prefers low sense to have more accurate small movements, and the second type prefers high sense to make large movements easier. After analyzing all settings of popular players in Rust, I can tell you that the best sense is between 0.2 to around 0.4 if you have 800 DPI, but the best sensitivity is when you can do a 180 turn when moving the mouse across the entire mousepad. It's like an ultimate solution for all FPS games. Now it's time for training. First, you need to join the UK NGG. I'll leave the link in the comments below. After you have joined, you need to find a room called Targets. Select Flat Range Mode. Now I'll tell you more about this training. Your aim in Rust can be broken down into two categories: active aim and passive aim. Your active aim involves everything to do with your mouse movements during the middle of PvP, like tracking, flicking, recoil control, tap firing or spraying. These all are part of your active aim. Passive aim, on the other hand, has to do with how you prepare for PvP, with your crosshair placement, your position and movement before the PvP starts. Let's take a closer look at these points. First, the passive aim. This is far more important than practicing hours on recoil control, flicks and tracking. Take a look at this example. You can see how the angle of view affects your visibility. The guy that is farthest away from the wall got the biggest advantage, because as you can see here on the left, that guy can see a lot more than his enemy. More specifically, his enemy can see anything, so don't be surprised next time when you get killed through the wall. The same trick applies to high and low grounds. Whoever is on high ground always has the huge advantage, because at any moment he can hide or change position, and it's almost impossible to do this from the low ground. Now let's move to active aim. First, I want you to turn on the recoil HUD. It will show us a recoil of the weapon we're holding on our hands. Each weapon in this game has a different recoil, so it's better to choose a specific gun and train with it. Also, your accuracy is largely improved when you are crouched. Your accuracy is improved when you have a laser sight and hollow sight attachment. You can remove the shaking while aiming by using gloves. So when you put it all together, you've already improved your aim, even though you haven't actually done anything yet. On the other hand, you can decrease your accuracy if you will shoot while standing, so you need to avoid standing and spraying. What's that mean? If you have a hollow sight and laser sight, you need to put them on. If you have a chance to crouch, then you need to crouch. If you can buy gloves, then you should buy gloves. All these tips will give you a slight advantage over other players. Now let's start our training with the most difficult for many players. And it's recoil control. I want you to focus on the recoil HUD. Here you can see how close your bullets are to the actual spray. Next, you should get good at the first 3 to 5 bullets of the spray. So it's gonna be just burst of 3, like this. Try to keep your aim at head level, because even if you are not that good at recoil control right now, you can still get those lucky headshots during PvP. As soon as you feel confident with your first few bullets, you can add distance, but no more than 50 meters to start with. For the next step, let's get closer to our target and try to hit it as many times as possible while spraying. You need to move your mouse left and down. And keep an eye on the recoil HUD to correct spraying. Once you are comfortable with spraying close range, you can move back to 25 meters to see if your recoil has improved. Keep increasing the distance until you reach 50 meters. It may take a few hours, but you will soon see drastic improvements. For tracking, I want you to move back to 25-meter range and lock your aim on the target, like so. Then you should move your aim to another target and also fix on it. Keep doing this until you feel like you're doing it automatically. Now you can start firing a few bullets at the target and keep changing your targets after a few shots. Once it becomes easy for you, start using spray. Also, don't forget to pay attention to the recoil HUD. Try to shoot as close as possible to the perfect spray. Next, you can add distance once you feel confident. Now we'll check how much your aim has improved. Go back to the main lobby and join the aimbots mode. Here you can practice against moving targets at different distances, because in the real game nobody stays still, and you can make your training as realistic as possible, just like in a real gunfight. But also, the aimbots mode is great for practicing your flicks. I'll show you how to use it later. At this point, your focus should be on maximizing your shooting accuracy by selecting targets at different distances. Then try to do it faster by using flicks. Move your aim from one target to another as quickly as possible while controlling your spray and recoil. Also try to keep your aim at head level, as I said before, because random headshots are much more common than a perfect spray. Repeat this until you feel confident in your movements. For me, it takes about 20 minutes to start feeling my movements. In your case, this timing may be different. Over time, you will get more experience and it will take you less and less time to do it. If you find it difficult to hit targets at long ranges, you can use one-taps instead of spraying. Once you're comfortable with your recoil, it's time to leave the aimbots mode and head over to the main lobby, because now we will practice our passive aim in real PvP against real players, and at the same time we will check how our active aim has improved. First, you need to find this room, which is called Screams. Next, turn off MP5 if you don't want to play with it and start searching. This lobby will match you with real opponents, against which you can test your aim. What I want you to do now is not to think about your positioning and movements. The first few rounds, just check how much your shooting has improved. I'm sure you've already surprised. But next, I'm gonna show you how to choose the right positions and how to move around during PvP. As I said in the beginning, try to always be on high ground and as far away from walls as possible. In that case, you will automatically gain an advantage over your enemies. Also, try to change positions as often as possible and don't stand still for more than a second. You have to be on the move all the time. In this case, it will be much harder for your enemies to follow you, which means they won't be able to predict your next action. After you feel confident in one-on-one fights, you can also go to this server. I'll leave the IP in the comments below. Here you can test your skills against real players during raids. The map you will play on is similar to the real conditions. That's why you need to use all the knowledge you've gained in this guide. But I'm sure this knowledge won't be enough, so in this guide I'm gonna show you how to go from this to this without spending a lot of time using beginner's tips in Rust.